Hi, I'm Alex from Thraxas, and I'm speaking to Metal Mania. So with guitar, I first started with listening to AC/DC, and I was heavily influenced by Angus Young. So that's sort of what brought me to play the guitar and not anything else. So yeah, I used to be quite a heavy AC/DC fanatic. In terms of paid gigs and such, I'm only 22, so as soon as I got out of school, I pretty much just joined Thraxas and started gigging with them. I didn't really have anything in school that was serious. Like, I didn't have any bands where I'd play on the weekend or anything, so it's pretty much as soon as I got out of school, joined Thraxas, and that's when I really started playing seriously and started gigging out and about. Yeah, so it was literally just through Facebook, through one of those Sydney musician band groups, and they put up an ad looking for another guitarist, and I thought that maybe I'll apply, and I went and auditioned. It was quite funny actually, because I remember when I first sent the message, they were kind of like, "Oh, are you sending through like a message for your boyfriend or something?" And I was like, "No, like I want to audition. I play metal." And so when I rocked up, they were a bit weary and that, but I auditioned and they were quite happy with me, and then sort of all just went from there. It actually was AC/DC that I went to go see. I think it was 2010 when they did the Black Ice tours. That was my first gig I ever went to. I think I was only 11 or 12. And first album I bought. I didn't really buy a lot of albums, to be honest, because my parents had so many CDs. I'd take them, and I used to have I'd take it on the bus, the Walkman, so I'd put the CDs in there and pack them in my backpack and stuff. But I didn't do a lot of CD buying when I was younger. Now I do. Like, I've got, say, the Dream Theater. I've got the full collection on CD and Opeth. But I didn't really start buying CDs until I got a little bit older, and then I still don't have a vinyl player, which I've got to do. But yeah, I buy a lot of CDs or a lot of merch and such from other bands. I think one of my favourite gigs that I've played with Thraxas was Thrash Fest. I think it was 2019 now, so it was a few years ago. And that was our very first interstate gig, like as a band. And it was so much fun to actually jump in a van I think we sang the whole way there and back, just in the car listening to music, and it was just awesome to actually get out of our own hometown, go and play somewhere else. And Melbourne was awesome. Like, the scene there is I think more energetic and into it than Sydney is. And Mars put together that festival from Encrypt. He's an awesome guy. And the festival itself, I think that was the first year he ran it too, and the room was packed. So it was awesome to actually go somewhere else. And I think we only played second or third, so we're pretty close to opening. And the room was like shoulder to shoulder. And it was just so cool to go interstate and play an awesome festival with 10 to 12 other bands. So yeah, I think that was my favourite gig that we've played so far. Yeah, it's definitely mixed. Like, we don't, apart from Bull, because he does all the lyric writing and such, we don't touch lyrics or any of that sort of thing. So usually, sometimes we could say, me or Dan or Bull, we could write a whole song and the melody and everything, and then we just sort of shared around on Guitar Pro. But generally, we sort of write at home, and then we bring what we have through Guitar Pro and send it around, because we don't have hours and hours to sit in a room and try and write something. So we sort of do it in our own time, and we have our little musical spurs and that. But yeah, it's quite even in terms of songwriting, like especially drum wise. Isaac does everything. We don't touch any of the drums. We just come to him with a melody or time signature or whatever it is, and he puts it all together. But yeah, we do a lot of writing actually away from each other, and then once we've sort of got the song structure together and it's finished, then we start actually practicing it when we do band practice on the weekends. So yeah, so we've got the single Cthulhu Rising, which we released 2019. So that was our very first professionally recorded song. It was a good experience. And then we had the EP, which just came out end of last year, Planetary Terrorism. And I feel like that's a massive step forward for us. And I wouldn't say it's new Thraxas, but it's a different sound. And I think we've got a lot more elements and things in there now. I think there's, like, you listen to the EP start to finish and there's something in there for everyone, whether you like thrash or prog, or there's even like some death metal chuggy riffs in there. So I'm really proud of how that turned out. I'm stoked to have it finally out. Well, I'm excited to sort of get back into actually playing shows again, and they're not being cancelled all the time. And I think now our focus for the band is going to be writing an album. So I'm really excited to sort of get back with the boys and start writing again. Like, we've already got 4 or 5 songs done, so we're halfway. So I'm hoping we'll be recording again next year, and we'll have another release really soon.